we had a fake booking agent, Jeff Jones, who had a fake email address, and he would email all the clubs and try to get us gigs.
Are you more comfortable with storytelling than with putting forward your own ideas on?
Well, I think there are other mediums for that kind of expression. For example, I don't know, radio talk show hosts. I don't know, or like essay writers. I don't know. So there are other mediums. I think in making records, at least in the records that we make, it's not really about trying to release through these forms what we really mean and are trying to say and are trying to there are no direct messages here that are trying to say.
If you say something too direct, then you crush everything else. You crush all the potentials, and if you think about the writing that you're trying to prove a point, then everything is reduced to the effort to prove that point.
Do you think it goes for all music or just your music?
Oh, what we do.
Just the music that we're most obsessed with, I think,
okay.
Probably.
So you're not the diary kind of type?
No.
Putting things into... No. Okay. But writing about other people, what do you take away from that? Is it helpful to put your own life in perspective, or is it just a way to get an idea across?
Well, it's neither. I don't think. The album really has nothing to do with our lives. It's and we don't intend for it to be revealing of anything about us personally. Perhaps what's specific to us is just the way that the ideas are processed and the way that the images are thrown together. That's what we uniquely bring to the project, but it's not a project that's meant to tell a story that's ours.
Has your band become less or more how do you call it? Have you become less or more busy the last couple of years since you've been in the band? Was it harder working in the beginning or harder working now?
Different kind of work.
Yeah, we do as much work, but it has changed.
We used to book all our own shows,
Yeah.
and we had a fake booking agent, Jeff Jones, who had a fake email address, and he would email all the clubs and try to get us gigs, and then we would go out and flyer the town, and it was just a different kind of work, and now we work equally just as hard all the time, but our work on this record, we built our own studio. We built a studio in this derelict building in Rhode Island, and we spent months creating this space, the inhabitable parts of it, the parts that were just used for recording purposes. And that was a huge amount of work, just the manual labor of hauling everything in there. And then when we decided that we needed a different space for different acoustical properties, we switched in the middle of the record and spent, another week moving the whole studio into another building. And there's no amount of work that we wouldn't take on if we think it'll help the sound. So we're constantly. We spent 4 months making this record and seeing to every detail. But it's a very different kind of work than what we were doing last time, where we had 10 days to make the record. We made the record, and then we're sending out demos. We're not sending out demos anymore. That's